Bitcoin is like digital money that exists only on the internet. It's not controlled by any government or company, which makes it different from regular money. Instead, it runs on a system called the blockchain, which is like a giant online ledger that keeps track of all the transactions. People can buy and sell things using Bitcoin just like they would with regular money. But what's cool is that you don't need a bank or any middleman to make transactions. Everything happens directly between the people involved. Another thing that sets Bitcoin apart is that there's only a limited amount of it. Imagine if there were only a certain number of dollars in the world and no more could ever be made. That's kind of how Bitcoin works. This scarcity makes some people think of it like digital gold. Bitcoin has also made it possible for people in places without good access to banks to manage their money more easily. Since it's all online, as long as you have internet access, you can use Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's value can be pretty unpredictable. Its price can go up and down a lot, which makes some people nervous about using it as a regular currency. In the future, Bitcoin might become even more popular or something else might take its place. Nobody knows for sure. But right now, it's definitely changing the way we think about money and how we use it. Bitcoin, often referred to as a cryptocurrency, is essentially a form of digital money created and held electronically. Unlike traditional currencies issued by governments, fiat currencies, Bitcoin is decentralized and operates on a network of computers worldwide. This decentralized nature is one of Bitcoin's most significant features, as it removes the need for a central authority to oversee transactions and monetary policy. At the core of Bitcoin is the blockchain, a distributed ledger that records all transactions ever made with Bitcoin. Transactions are grouped into blocks and added to the blockchain through a process called mining. Mining involves solving complex mathematical puzzles, and miners are rewarded with newly created Bitcoins for their efforts. This process ensures the security and integrity of the Bitcoin network, as transactions are verified by multiple participants miners rather than a single central authority. One of the key characteristics of Bitcoin is its limited supply. There will only ever be 21 million Bitcoins in existence, making it a deflationary asset. This scarcity is built into the Bitcoin protocol and is enforced by the halving mechanism, which reduces the rate at which new Bitcoins are created approximately every 4 years. As a result, Bitcoin is often compared to gold, with proponents arguing that it serves as a store of value and a hedge against inflation. Let me give you a simple idea of how Bitcoin works in simple terms with an example. Bitcoin is like a digital version of cash that exists only online. Instead of physical coins or bills, you have a digital wallet to store your Bitcoins. 1. Digital wallet. Just like you have a physical wallet to store your cash, you have a digital wallet to store your Bitcoins. This wallet is accessible through software or apps on your computer or smartphone. 2. Blockchain Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a public ledger called the blockchain. Think of it as a digital record book that keeps track of all transactions ever made with Bitcoins. Each transaction is a block added to the chain, hence the name blockchain. 3. Transactions. When you want to send Bitcoins to someone else, you create a transaction. This transaction includes the recipient's wallet address and the amount of Bitcoins you want to send. 4. Verification. Before a transaction is added to the blockchain, it needs to be verified. This is done by a process called mining. Miners use powerful computers to solve complex mathematical problems, and once they solve a problem, they add the transaction to the blockchain. 5. Consensus. The blockchain is decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by any single entity. Instead, it's maintained by a network of computers miners all around the world. For a transaction to be accepted and added to the blockchain, the majority of the network must agree that it's valid. This consensus mechanism ensures the security and integrity of the system. For example, let's say you want to buy a book online using Bitcoins. 1. You open your digital wallet and initiate a transaction to send the required amount of Bitcoins to the seller's wallet address. 2. Your transaction is broadcasted to the Bitcoin network. 3. Miners in the network compete to verify your transaction by solving complex mathematical problems. 4. Once your transaction is verified and added to the blockchain, the seller receives the Bitcoins and you receive the book. That's the basic idea of how Bitcoin works. It's a decentralized digital currency that enables peer-to-peer transactions without the need for intermediaries like banks. Bitcoin's value fluctuates primarily due to supply and demand dynamics in the market. When demand for Bitcoin increases, its price tends to rise, and when demand decreases, the price falls. Several factors influence demand. 1. Adoption and acceptance. Increased acceptance by businesses and individuals boosts demand. 2. Investor sentiment. Positive sentiment from investors often leads to higher demand. 3. Market speculation. Speculative trading can drive short-term price movements. 4. Market liquidity. Higher liquidity can attract more investors and increase demand. 5. Regulatory developments. Favorable regulations can boost confidence and demand. Conversely, factors that can decrease demand and lead to price drops include: 1. Negative news events such as security breaches or regulatory crackdowns can lower confidence and demand. 2. Market manipulation. Large trades or coordinated actions by influential players can artificially inflate or deflate prices. 3. Technological issues. Problems with the Bitcoin network or software can impact confidence and demand. 4. Competing cryptocurrencies. The emergence of new cryptocurrencies or improvements in existing ones can divert demand away from Bitcoin. Overall, Bitcoin's value is subject to a complex interplay of various factors, making its price highly volatile. Let me give you a very simple example to understand. Imagine you have a collection of special stickers that everyone wants. When many kids in your school want to trade their toys for your stickers, the value of your stickers goes up. That's because lots of people want them. Just like when many people want to buy Bitcoin, its value goes up. Now, if suddenly fewer kids are interested in your stickers because they found some other cool toy to trade for, the value of your stickers goes down. That's similar to when fewer people want to buy Bitcoin, its value goes down. So, just like your special stickers, Bitcoin's value changes depending on how many people want to buy or sell it at any given time. Let me give you a scenario. If you buy Bitcoin from Coinbase, does it mean your money goes to Coinbase or somewhere else? Yes, that's correct. When you buy Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency from Coinbase, your money goes to Coinbase. Coinbase acts as an intermediary platform that facilitates the buying and selling of cryptocurrencies. When you deposit funds into your Coinbase account and use those funds to purchase Bitcoin, you're essentially exchanging your fiat currency for Bitcoin through Coinbase's platform. Once the transaction is completed, Coinbase will hold the Bitcoin on your behalf in your Coinbase account, and you can then choose to withdraw it to your personal wallet or leave it stored in your Coinbase account. Bitcoin offers several potential advantages over traditional fiat currencies. 1. Decentralization. Bitcoin operates on a decentralized network, meaning it is not controlled by any single entity like a government or central bank. This decentralization reduces the risk of censorship, manipulation, or interference by any single authority. 2. Security. Bitcoin transactions are cryptographically secured and recorded on a tamper-resistant public ledger called the blockchain. This makes it extremely difficult for hackers to alter transaction data or counterfeit Bitcoins. 3. Global accessibility. Bitcoin transactions can be conducted across borders without the need for currency conversion or traditional banking systems. This accessibility can be especially beneficial for people in countries with unstable financial systems or limited access to banking services. 4. Lower transaction fees. Bitcoin transactions typically have lower fees compared to traditional financial services, especially for international transfers. This can make Bitcoin an attractive option for remittances and cross-border payments. 5. Limited supply. Unlike fiat currencies, which can be printed by central banks at will, the supply of Bitcoin is capped at 21 million coins. This scarcity can potentially protect against inflation and preserve the purchasing power of Bitcoin holdings over time. 6. Privacy. While Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a public ledger, the identities of the parties involved are not inherently linked to their transactions. This can provide a certain level of privacy for users who value anonymity in their financial transactions. It's important to note that Bitcoin also has its limitations and challenges, including price volatility, scalability issues, regulatory uncertainties, and potential environmental concerns associated with its energy intensive mining process. Additionally, widespread adoption and acceptance of Bitcoin as a mainstream currency still face hurdles and barriers. The future of Bitcoin is influenced by a multitude of factors, including technological advancements, regulatory developments, adoption trends, and macroeconomic conditions. As it continues to gain traction, Bitcoin could see increased adoption as a store of value and medium of exchange, particularly if it's viewed as a hedge against economic instability. Regulatory clarity will play a crucial role, with favorable regulations potentially attracting more institutional investors while mitigating uncertainty for retail investors. Technological improvements addressing scalability, privacy, and usability could enhance Bitcoin's appeal for everyday transactions and institutional use. Competition from other cryptocurrencies remains a factor, but Bitcoin's dominance may persist due to its established status. Economic trends, environmental concerns, institutional involvement, and technological risks further shape Bitcoin's trajectory, suggesting it could play a significant role in the future of finance, albeit amid volatility and uncertainty.